fucking... Kick your fucking ass! I want you off the fucking set, you prick! No, don't just be sorry. Think for one fucking second. The fuck are you doing? Are you professional or not?
Yes, I am.
Do I fucking walk around and rip that? No, shut the fuck up, Bruce. Do I want? No! No! Don't shut me up. Am I gonna walk around and rip your fucking lights down in the middle of a scene?
Oh
Then why the
no.
fuck-
A celebrity's on another tirade again. I'm sorry, I had to do the Captain Kirk from the animated Star Trek show meme. Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Morning Coffees with James. I'm James, and this show you're watching on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, all my other social media platforms is my morning coffee show. And yet again, another celebrity has a tirade. Oh my. And again, it sounds like Tom Cruise freaking out and sounding like he's Christian Bale from Yelling. Okay. Tom Cruise, it sounds like he sounds like he's doing Patrick Bateman, as if he was going to be cast as Patrick Bateman in this movie. Because both him and Christian Bale sound like... When I first heard that Christian Bale rant, I thought it was from American Psycho. But it turns out it wasn't. It's actually from the Terminator movie that they were doing, which was not a bad Terminator movie. But so apparently so let me get to the source of this. So apparently Tom Cruise, when he was making Mission Impossible 7, he basically went on a little bit of a tirade because two I think assistant directors were freaking out. Two assistant directors were looking at a monitor to watch a scene in a movie, and Tom Cruise saw this and he had a little bit of a conniption because he saw them not 6 feet apart and he didn't see them, and so he goes on this tirade talking about basically disobeying the COVID safety guidelines, which, let's be honest, is absolute fucking bullshit. Like I said before, and I'll repeat it again, masks don't work, 6 feet apart don't work, the virus don't care how far away or what fucking piece of, what maxi pad you're wearing on your fucking face. They don't care. So he goes on this tirade, and I'm really looking at it, and it sounds like his character from Tropic Thunder, and that's all I'm picturing. And he does, I'll give you a taste of it.
Every studio at night. Because they believe in us and what we're doing. I'm on the phone with every studio at night. Insurance companies. Producers. And they're looking at us and using us to make their movies. We are creating thousands of jobs. I don't ever want to see it again. Ever.
Imagine his character from Tropic Thunder, by the way.
You're fired. If I see you do it again, you're gone. And anyone on this crew does it. That's it. And you too. And you too. And you. Don't ever do it again.
Which is fine. You know what? I want to just say something here. I'm listening to the rant here, and people want to jump on him for being an asshole. It's but this is the thing that really, I'm not surprised anymore by, or shocked, or I should be, shaming him for being a mean jerk-off, or some... how many times have we heard Tom Cruise being, over the top? How many times have we heard this? Or a celebrity... How many times are we going to be, get to a point where, I'm not surprised anymore? Yes, he's being an asshole. He's being an asshole. And the fact that, two people were doing their job and they had to look at a monitor, which is no bigger than my fucking computer screen. The playback monitor, which people, fun fact, Jerry Lewis actually invented the playback monitor. He didn't invent it, he came up with the concept and people put it together. And he only wanted to do it so he could watch. It was a directing thing. He wanted to watch, if the scene was good enough. So, I listened to this, and you know what? It's kind of hypocritical in a sense, because he's in close proximity with everybody else doing stunts and all of that shit. But honestly, like, from what I've heard from the rant, it doesn't sound like he was just being an asshole. Like, and I'm gonna be honest with you about this too. And this is something hypocritical on every other side. He was right. He's trying to, like, people are trying to work. Like, it's not just like the big celebrities that are trying to make money. It's, they have money. It's the smaller guys trying to make money. The film crews, the catering services, the stuntmen, the extras. I've actually been an extra on a movie set, and I'll tell you this much: it is a large production. It isn't a fucking around kind of thing. Like, here's the funny part: the shit you think is very expensive is not very expensive. Like, when I was filming, when we were doing the movie, now I have the post-traumatic stress disorder from it. I'm just joking. Not stress disorder. I mean, the scars from it. The movie Creed 2. I did 2 scenes. I did when Apollo Creed is fighting the first time he's in his American shorts fighting Drago, and then the second scene where he's fighting Drago again in the black shorts, and we're all booing and hissing at Sylvester Stallone and Michael B. Jordan. And in the next scene, we're all screaming, Drago! And if you really want to get your lungs working, just go, Drago! Drago! It really hits the diaphragm pretty well and strengthens it, so gives that strength. It's not easy. I'll tell you this much. Making movies are not easy. It's not just like, oh, they shoot a couple of scenes and at it. They shoot like 20 scenes, like over and over, and doing the same goddamn repetitive motion over and over again. I can't tell you how much I did that in those movies. It was like, oh my god, did we get the right shot? I mean, we've been screaming Drago. Did they walk it, like, for one fucking scene of like them walking into the ring. And it's not even like there's a big set with a ring and all that stuff. No, it's just basically them walking out. And I was actually just behind the scenes just looking at it, and I was feeling the emotion, like the drain too, like the tired, I want to go home thing. And when you're tired like that, and this is for anybody who's worked like that, you kind of fucking put politeness aside and you're just like, fuck you, where's my coffee? That kind of shit. Like, you just become kind of an asshole. Like, you're just stressed out, you're tired, and it's just like, and you just become a major league asshole. Same thing. I saw what's his face? Dolph Lundgren. He was like, can someone do my hair? Like, he was just kind of like in that mood. But like, think about this for a moment. A scene that should have been one take and that's it. You think is one take? We were doing repetitiveness to it. It was the same scene, and I was like, I just looked at him, I was like, I should be angry at him for being an asshole, but honestly, I was feeling the same way he was, and I was like, yeah, I would have done the same thing. And same thing with Tom Cruise. It's like, Tom, like, and this is the thing, he's screaming about the insurance company and the studios. He really is trying to get people to get working, you know what I mean? He's trying to get jobs, like, and again, we all worry about the small businesses too, but like, you gotta understand that, like, what about the people behind the scenes working? You all think, oh, those celebrities need money. You focus on the celebrities because their name is on the goddamn box when you buy the movie. Their name is on the poster. My name was never on the poster for fucking Creed 2 because I wasn't Michael B. Jordan or Sylvester Stallone or Dolph Lundgren. I was New York, I was crowd in New York. I was Russian in Russia. So who gives a shit but like who I was? Nobody gave a shit. Nobody cared who I was until I put on the mask. But now everybody has a damn mask and I'm going to take mine off. But mine's actually useful. I'd die if I don't have it on, and it would be excruciating. But I actually like that version of Bane. It's Sean Connery mixing with Darth Vader. Moo. No, Mr. Bane, that's not the answer. No, that's the sound your mother made last night. But, You know, but then again, a lot of people are losing their businesses too. Like, there's small enterprises are losing their business. The one lady in California who's losing her, I think it was the Palm Beach, like, basically, you know, she was talking about she's losing her outdoor business and all this stuff in her restaurant, but they're allowed to have movie crews and stuff like that. And a lot of people are looking at this in different ways, and it's just like, truth be told, everybody's trying to get working. You know what I mean? Like, you know, you have these governors, you have these politicians trying to shut people down because of guidelines and rules, and honestly, they're not following the goddamn rules. They're gruesome Newsom eating at a restaurant with 20 people without their fucking mask on. Governor Murphy, you ugly motherfucker, you know, eating without his mask on, being called out. And don't get me started with Tom the big bad wolf, who's just a weak coyote, and the Cuomo brothers, which, you know what, they're double teaming America right there. One's fucking New York and the other one's mentally fucking you. And then you got that Beetlejuice in fucking Chicago. But where was I? Oh yeah. But the truth is like, I'm not excusing his behavior, but I understand where he's coming from. Like, you know, people are trying to work, and it's like everybody's under stress, and even I'm not surprised by this anymore. Like, oh, this is big news, you know, oh, these asshole celebrities. It's like, they're not worried about their money. They're not worried about making money. They're worried about the other guy, and this is what it sounds like. I mean, he's worried about. Tom Cruise sounds like he's worried about other people rather than himself. He's not worried about, my movie. It sounds like he's like, we are trying to get people to work. People, like, there's small people behind the scenes. You know what I mean? Like, there's people trying to afford, you know, homes, trying to pay off their education, you know, trying to put food on the table, like he said in that rant. You know, there's people behind the scenes that are getting paid like a smaller amount, but they're getting paid every day. Tom Cruise is going to be okay. It's the other guys that I'm worried about. Like, and this is the thing that bothers me about this, and that, you know, the everyday American doesn't care about these rich celebrities. It's like, what about the guys working behind the scenes? This is the shit I'm like, I always get annoyed with, because it's like the self-entitled importantness. Like, look, and I get it, like, celebrities can be like, and we've seen it so many fucking times, self-important nihilists who think they're fucking better than everybody else. But the truth is that they're regular everyday people like you and me. And, you know, and it's not just them making the movie, it's the guys behind the scenes making the movie too. The assistant directors, the guys who are not famous and rich, but they still put in the work and effort. They put in those long hours. They're long hours. I actually had to do a movie, like, again, when I did Creed, it was from, I think, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. at night. One full day of filming. That's a long day. That is a long day to be an extra. And I've got to get back into that again. I really do. I kind of miss it. Like, I honestly love being an extra in a movie, because just being in behind the scenes and just watching everything and watching people do what they do best. It's like, I might pull that up. I miss it. I really do miss being... I actually, like, because I'm also afraid, because I don't want to fuck it up, you know. I also don't like being yelled at, which is natural for human beings. But if you really think about it, if you're a professional and you know your shit, you're going to be okay. But that's the thing, though, just really bugs the shit out of me, is the fact that, like, this is news. It's like, this is not fucking news, and you're not listening to what he's saying. You know, imagine if you were working on a construction site and, you know, you had to follow the same COVID rules, which, you know, we do. I mean, we go into business, like me and my dad, anytime we enter a house, we have to put on a mask and do all that shit. You know, I got yelled at for not wearing a mask a couple of times. Like, so it's like, so it's okay for them to do it, but when Tom Cruise, who's producing a movie, having people work, people get work, it's okay. It's not okay for him to do that, because, oh, well, you're a spoiled rich celebrity. It's like, he's not worried about himself, it sounded like. He's worried about them. And I'm going to be honest with you, I'm not surprised with fucking these people doing this shit. You know what I mean? You have multiple people, and I'm going to go along on this one. Multiple people. It's a stressful job. It really is a stressful job. I'm just so fucking tired of fucking hearing this shit sometimes. I really am. I'm really am, like, tired of hearing the fucking rants and raves about, oh, well, no, it's, these celebrities are assholes. Their celebrities are assholes. It's like, yeah, if you were, and it sounds like jealousy from, let's be honest about yourselves. When you rant about these celebrities, it sounds like you're just upset about them having money. That's what it just comes down to. It's still that rich versus the poor shit, and it's like, these rich celebrities telling me how to live my life. Well, the truth is that they kind of forgot what it was like to be on the lower grounds. Like, they've been so indoctrinated into the whole, like, yes men narrative. And imagine in your spot. I always say, like, why do people who win, it's like the lottery thing. Why do people who win the lottery waste all that money, and end up poor? Oh, why they couldn't have done this? Imagine this. You're a businessman. You make a business. You work for that business. 10 years. You work for that business. You sacrifice. You do this. You do that. You put in the hours. You do this. Your body, your mind. You become super rich. I mean, like, super duper rich. You're not spending it crazily. You're building. You're still working. You're still in the momentum, like a rock going down a hill, going super fast, and you're not slowing down. You're not buying ridiculous shit constantly. You're putting in the effort and buying other businesses. You're buying ridiculous shit because you've earned it. Like, you're buying that Ferrari that, that's just a trophy for you. You're buying that, nice house because you've earned it. Like, they've earned their fortune. And then you've got these people who win millions of dollars and they blow it all on blackjack and hookers because they haven't earned it. Someone gave it to them and they're like, I'm gonna go crazy. They haven't put in the blood, sweat, and tears. Like, that's the thing. Like, imagine a child, for God's sakes, earning that money. Like, earning $100, just giving $100. They blow it on toys. They're not gonna invest it in anything. They're gonna blow it on toys and, Grand Theft Auto things and, Grand Theft Auto the game. They're gonna blow it on video games and movies and candies and comic books. They're not gonna invest it well. Same thing with winning the lottery. Now, it's the same thing with, like, you talk about spoiled celebrities. Yes, they're spoiled. They don't understand, like, what happened down there. They forgot. If they were to go back, they'd go off of Mount Olympus and go back into the dirt. They'd be like, shit, this is life. These people still work. Same thing with the people. Same thing with the movie industry. Yes, it's there's an old saying that, like, they get themselves motivating. They're curing cancer and saving. Like, that's their whole. That's how they kind of work, in the sense that they hustle and bustle. But I like to think that time is money and money is time. More honest and a little less pretentious. So it's that kind of thing where it's like, but also I love the magic of movies. There's something important. Like, people don't get how important movies are. Like, you know why our culture's so fucked up? Because we have people who are telling stories that are absolutely dog shit. And I'm not talking about the cinema. I'm talking about television shows. I'm talking about video games. I'm talking about movies. I'm talking about video games, comic books, stories. There's so much literature out there that's very, how would I say, left-leaning? Left-leaning, which, by the way, how come the rebellion, resistance, how come this fist is always there? It's never this fist, because if you look at it, it's always a left fist. Is it because they're communists? Maybe. But that's all I gotta say about that. It's so, this is how divided we are. We don't really, like, I get it, we're poor, we're working in shitty fucking jobs and stuff like that, but you don't really understand, like, it's not about, again, those celebrities are fine. They're going to be paid millions. At the end of the day, they're going to be paid millions. It's the guys who are being paid $100, $200, not 200, like somewhere between like $1,500 a week. Who have kids, who have homes, who have like job, they have other things they have to worry about. That's who that's when I heard that I was like, yeah, Tom Cruise is acting like an asshole, but I understand why. He's trying to make sure people get paid. He's trying to make sure people have jobs. Yes, it sounds selfish, what are the small businesses? I do worry about the small businesses too. It's not, why are we blaming big celebrities, or people who are making movies, and we're blaming fucking people, we're fucking divided, and we're not focusing on the real target, which is these government officials who are like, well, we're not going to do anything, we're just going to rule your lives until you comply. I say fuck complying anymore. I say the real fucking enemy is not Tom Cruise, and it's not fucking small business owners who don't want to wear the fucking mask anymore, which, by the way, doesn't fucking work, or people who don't want to take the vaccine because there's HIV in it. Look that up. It's these government officials who are just acting like dictators. Unless we rise up, I would love to see Tom Cruise just turn to Gruesome Newsom and just say, go fuck yourself. Go fuck yourself. I would love everybody to just kind of rise up. Everybody. I'm not just talking about the lower guys. Everybody. Just rise up against these government officials and say, stop with the fucking lockdown. Go fuck yourself. And tell Joe Biden he's a fucking cocksucker. And there. I said it. Joe Biden is a cocksucker. And I'm not talking about dick. He just loves to likes to pick up roosters and go, well, let me tell you something. I love doing this. And, where am I? Camilla, bring your black ass over here. Excuse me, I'm speaking. Yeah, you'll be speaking, alright. You'll be speaking when I slap that black ass of yours. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. And I don't find Camilla Harris that attractive. So I just imagine him just going off the rails. And let's be honest, this is the same guy who said, if you don't vote, to the black community, quote, if you don't vote for me, you ain't black. That should have been your first indicator. This guy's a fucked up. This guy's a son of a bitch. Alright, I think I've spoke long enough. I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care, love you, bye-bye. And remember just to think, and this is for both sides too. I don't care if you're a small business owner or you're a somebody who's making movies. You always gotta look at both sides of the story. Your story is important too, but you gotta understand what this guy's going through too. Why this guy doesn't want to wear the mask or he's just tired of the politicians. I think everybody's tired of all the politicians. So, see ya.